Thank you for tuning into another episode of Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. I'm Jason Muntz. Now, anyone that follows the Tennessee Tribune knows that we are big supporters of the 4 HBCUs here in Nashville. This is a very exciting time at Metro-Nashville College, where they are going to be celebrating the inauguration of the 12th President and CEO, Dr. James Hildreth. Today I have the opportunity to sit with the First Lady of Meharry, Phyllis Hildreth. Hello.
Hi Jason, thank you for having me. It's quite an honor.
Well, I want to thank you first for taking some time out of your busy schedule. This is a real exciting time, I know, with you, the university, and your family, so we really appreciate it. So first thing I want to talk about is I saw this lineup of all these really great things happening in April to celebrate the inauguration.
Yes.
In particular, I saw an event that you're spearheading, the Falcon Fund Luncheon.
Correct.
And I really want to talk a little bit about that first.
The Falcon Fund Luncheon was born out of a few passions, and one of them starts with a little bit of history here on Jefferson Street. As you may know, when we first came to Nashville 10 years ago, my husband and I had Stillwater's Cafe, and also I had the Falcon Feather Fibers Fiber Art Studio. And so we kept that through 2008, 2009, but that notion of the Falcon returning to Jefferson Street was very dear to me, and what the Falcon symbolizes. It is, historically a royal bird, a bird that is faithful, fierce, and free. And those are very much sort of animating passions and characteristics that we are trying to bring back in, celebrate and operationalize with our community here on Jefferson Street in North Nashville, in this great city and state, to do what we need to do. Faithful means that our history, our heritage, our relationship with each other, and our shared future together is something that we understand, we believe, we hold dearly. Fierce, we stand on the shoulders of giants, treading our way through the blood of the slaughter, so that fierceness means a tenacity, the ability to overcome obstacles, to really seize and do what we need to do for ourselves. And then the freedom to live into our possibilities and our promise. And so bringing back the spirit of the Falcon and also aligning that with the mission and future of Meharry just seemed like a natural fit. The Falcon Fund will raise financial support for students coming to Meharry to study at the medical school, the graduate school, and the School for Professional Development and Research.
Okay, that's great. So I actually just, everything you said right there, I just love. And I love the idea of heritage, tradition, and having something to actually help the students is very important. Now, at the actual event, what can people look forward to?
But we'll notice that we have 3 speakers, but they're not necessarily just aligned with our 3 pillars of focus, which
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask you about next.
Right.
Now, let me see if I got it right. Community, justice, and service.
Health, justice, and service.
Health, justice, and service.
Right.
Okay.
So looking at that spinning wheel, and for the chemist online who are listening to this, I'm going with the benzene ring, right? So you have that electron that is running around the carbons and you don't know where it's sitting, but it's bringing the whole together. That's what it means to bring in this collection of women to kick the conversation off on ideas, but then I hope spread it out into the entire crowd. And so with our invited guests and those who may wish to join us, communities of interest at our own table. What are we hearing? What's the vision? How do we want to weave this into our current work here in Nashville? What's possible for the future? How might we move forward together? So That's what I hope to do.
Yeah, this sounds great. This sounds like a really good event. Now, what is the date and the time for it?
The date is April 13th. That is a Wednesday, 11:30 to 1 p.m. here on the campus of Meharry Medical Center in the Cal Turner Family Center.
Okay, now is it open to the public? And if so, how do people register?
Absolutely. We do have a website for the inauguration, and I believe that you have that information.
Yes, well, I actually have it right down here for people so they can log in and visit that site, and then they can go ahead and register for the luncheon. That's going to be really good events.
Wonderful.
Now, while I have you here too, I noticed you mentioned earlier that you said you're kind of a geek, you like to learn.
A little bit.
Now, I've also read that you have a position at Lipscomb.
Correct.
And if you don't mind, can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
So what do you do over there?
I am the academic director at the Institute for Conflict Management. I'm an associate professor, and so I teach conflict management.
Conflict management.
Yes.
So that's really important nowadays.
A little bit. I have a saying in my class that everything is on the conflict management syllabus. There's nothing that can happen that we cannot seriously roll into what are we studying. So we're looking at root causes of conflict, ways in which to understand and analyze and begin to move willing parties to places of resolution, management, containment, de-escalation. And hopefully transform it.
Yes, yes. Maybe we need to send you down to Washington. We might need some help with.
We have to be invited in. That's another standard.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
Right.
Well, one thing that I'm very impressed by you is that you have such understanding of the importance of heritage and history, but you're also willing to jump right into very modern things like social media. So I was really impressed when I saw that not only do you have a Facebook and a Twitter, but you have an Instagram.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know if we can share that with the audience, and I want to talk a little bit about some hashtags that you want to share.
Absolutely, thank you. So I hope that you're going to share here
all
of our ways in which to access us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And with help and guidance, we'll get to Snapchat as well.
Yes.
But the hashtags. Really understand that hashtags are a very important way for us to communicate with each other and to insert ourselves into larger conversations and also access the wisdom of others currently engaged in those conversations. If you will remember, after the tragedy of June 17th, with the massacre of the 9 martyrs in Charleston, wonderful scholars came together within almost 24 hours and launched hashtag Charleston Syllabus, which I urge everyone to go to, a great repository of information. And it really inspired me to think about how do we collect ourselves into a virtual library and anchor with hashtags. So in my own academic work, in conflict management, I have hashtag CM Syllabus. So whenever I find something that I think is useful for conflict management, I will tag it that way. For our work here together at Meharry, the team has assembled 3 hashtags that we hope you'll think about, ponder on, and actually use. And they are hashtag MMC for health, number 4 health, hashtag MMC for justice, and also hashtag MMC for service. Between these 3, we're looking at something and we're think about the work NOAA, Nashvillians Organized for Action and Hope, and the fantastic work that they're now doing in K-12 education with alternatives to the school-to-prison pipeline with restorative practice. Just came from that meeting yesterday, thinking about that, looking at maybe seeing if we can support that over here at Meharry. If we do, we're going to tag that with hashtag MMC for justice to say we're doing that work and Noah's doing that, but it also lines up with Meharry's mission and vision and the work that we are bringing together.
That's great. Well, I just love that. It's such an important way to get information out there, and I'm glad that you're ahead of the curveball with that.
We're trying.
That's great. Well, I definitely want to thank you for your time today. This is a great conversation. The luncheon sounds great. We're very excited about the entire week for inauguration. April's going to be an exciting month for Meharry.
And we thank you for your continued support.
Anytime, that's what we're here for.
Thank you.
Thank you. And once again, you've been tuning into Take 10 on Tuesday with the Tennessee Tribune. We'll see you next time.